guys, so here we're going to discuss what indicators are for different acids and bases. So you'll need your notes, you'll also need table M and colored pencils. So we're going to go through what indicators are and how to use table N. So pH indicators are going to be weak organic acids. So again, we saw weak acids do not dissociate completely, and organic acids are anything that have that COOH ending. Let's see, whoops, let's go back, sorry. That Cu ending from table R, right? And these will change their color when they're in the presence of different pH levels. We've used other indicators before, like iodine. Those are not pH indicators, so we will not use these for acids and bases. Iodine was used to detect the presence of starches, which are complex carbohydrates. For these pH indicators, we want to test to see whether something is going to be acidic or basic. So we have, basically just kind of remind you of the color wheel. We need to know what colors are what. And this color wheel, you know, New Science has said this color wheel is actually not as accurate as what we've called it before. That this red should really be a magenta and this blue should really be a cyan. But for now, for what we know and what you guys learned in elementary school art, this still goes. So we have red and yellow. We can say that that makes orange. A yellow and blue will make a green, and a blue and a red will make a purple. Alright, so when we're looking at table M, they're telling us, they're giving us 6 different indicators. They're giving us their pH range for color changes and what the color changes actually are. So for methyl orange, for example, its range is from 3.1 to 4.4, and the color change is from red to yellow. So when we color this in, we can actually show that towards 3.1, that's going to be more red, and towards 4.4, that's going to be more yellow. The color in between is going to be our orange. So it should be a more orangey color in between. So methyl orange is a good indicator for anything that you want between the pH range 3.1 to 4.4, because in that range you can tell us, it'll show us pretty much what happens with the color. So it should be more orange. If it's less than 3.1, it's going to be red, and if it's more than 4.4, it's going to be yellow. So if you're trying to figure out if something is like between 5 and 6, let me actually write that down here. If you're trying to figure again if it's the pH between like 5 and 6, methyl orange will not work for you because anything above 4.4 will be yellow. So you can't detect whether it's going to be a 5 or 6 because both will be yellow. Same thing here for like 2 to 3. Anything below 3.1 is going to be red, so you can't detect between something that's 2 or 3. Instead, if you want to detect if something is like a 3 or 5, methyl orange would be great because at 3 it would be red, and at 5 it would be yellow. Alright, so we'll go to bromethymol blue. At 6.0 and below, it's going to be yellow. 7.6 and above, it's going to be blue. And in between, we know that if we have yellow and blue, we will make that orange. Or excuse me, we'll make that green. Whoops, not orange, just kidding. So again, we'll make that green color in between. Phenolphthalein is going to be from 8.9, or excuse me, 8 to 9. Below 8, it should be colorless or clear, and above 9, it should be pink. So in between, it should be a lighter pink in there. Litmus, which we've seen before, in the acidic range of 4.5 and below, it's going to be red, and in the basic range of 8.3 and above, it's going to be blue. In between, it'll be purple. Alright, bromocresol green will be 3.8 and below, it'll be yellow, and 5.4 and above, it should be blue. And for thymol blue, 8.0 and below should be yellow, and 9.6 to above should be blue. So again, with thymol blue, if you're trying to figure out between like 5 and 6, that won't work. Whoops. If you're using thymol blue and want to figure out if something is 5 or 6, it won't work because it's all going to be yellow. Same thing if it was 10 or 11, because that would all be blue. But if you wanted to figure out between like 6 and 10, you could totally use thymol blue because it would be it would be yellow if the pH was 6, and it would be blue if the pH was 10. So use these colors to help you. Alright, and again, just use table M and your knowledge of what colors are and what colors should mix together to figure out what the pH should be. Alright? and have a good day, darlings.